first episode of Your World on TVRI World. We'll present to you selection of variety of stories from across Asian countries. I'm Safira Junior. Let's begin our first segment of Your World. Let us take you to see some stories from Indonesia, one of which is about Indonesian government strategy in transitioning pandemic to endemic. And also some stories from other countries such as Bangladesh, China, Sri Lanka, and India. Let's have a look.
The government of Indonesia will continue vaccination efforts even after the community activities restrictions being lifted. In a virtual meeting between central government and local administrations on Monday, Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment Luhut bin Sarpanjaitan said that transitioning into endemic doesn't put an end to vaccination programs. Minister Luhut also said that health facilities across the country will continue to provide medicines and vitamins to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19. The government will also activate 17 whole genome sequencing labs as well as distributing booklets on new variants of the coronavirus as part of the COVID-19 mitigation plan. Meanwhile, Health Ministry Budi Gunadi Sadikin said that the public now has a bigger responsibility to ensure the health of their community members. Minister Luhut added that the succession bringing down the number of COVID-19 cases low is due to multi-stakeholder cooperation involving the central government, local administration, police and military personnel, medical workers, academicians and the general public. Secretary to Coordinating Ministry of Economic Affairs Susiwijono Mugiarso said that even prior to the formal ending of activities restriction last month, the falling number of COVID-19 cases stimulating economic recovery with economic growth in third quarter of 2022 reaching 5.72%.
The appeal was made by Minister Sandiaga Uno on Monday following Indonesian President Joko Widodo's announcement on Friday, December 30th, to remove the public mobility restrictions or PPKM imposed to control the spread of COVID-19. The removal of the mobility restrictions is quite positive for the tourism industry because the decision has indicated that Indonesia has successfully overcome the COVID-19. Minister Sandiaga said in a weekly press briefing on Monday. However, the minister said that the tourism players should continue to promote cleanliness, health, safety, and environmental sustainability or CHSE certification program to further increase the tourists' confidence. Taking such a certification is important for the tourism players, especially the hotel industry, as they have to follow all the procedures and requirements in ensuring cleanliness, health, safety, environmental sustainability.
Head of National Research and Innovation Agency or BRIN, Laksana Tri Handoko said Indonesia needs to boost knowledge on sorghum production to mitigate risks of global food crisis. The world is facing global food crisis and Indonesia is not insulated against such risk. The climate change is causing extreme drought, floodings, extreme temperatures, and pest attacks, while overconsumption of chemical fertilizer and pesticide have caused falling yield and infertile soil. Head of National Research and Innovation Agency Laksana Tri Handoko said that to reduce risk of food crisis in Indonesia, the country can tap into sorghum as an alternate staple food as its protein content is much higher compared with rice. Sorghum can also be developed to become a substitute for wheat, which will lower Indonesia's reliance on wheat imports. To boost sorghum's use, Indonesia needs to enhance its research on the commodity, and BRIN is committed to support food sovereignty through research to optimize productivity and producing high-quality seeds.
The Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy Sandiaga Uno has developed Labuan Bajo as a super premium tourist destination. Minister Sandiaga Uno said that the government prefers to have a more quality tourism rather than a quantity tourism in the years to come. He said that the government has set sights on 1.5 million foreign tourist arrival per year. The government has revamped Komodo International Airport in Labuan Bajo and expanded its runway and ground support facilities to allow international flights from Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and Australia to have direct flights to the fishing town in the not-so-distant future. The government has set aside 4 trillion rupiah or 256 million US dollar fund revamp the small fishing town and aims to make it one of the MICE tourist destinations. MICE stands for Meetings, Incentives, Conventions, and Exhibitions. The Tourism Ministry is also developing youth tourism, special tourism in the circular economy to ensure a green tourism through the use of renewable energy and Health Ministry.
Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy Sandiaga Uno said his office has developed 50 tourism villages in the country as part of Indonesia's Tourism Village Award 2022. Minister Sandiaga Uno said that the Tourism Village Award was meant to boost the economy of the villages in Indonesia and to promote tourism village to domestic and international visitors. The government has identified 50 tourism villages in the award. Minister Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno said that the village tourism should be able to recover the economy from the COVID-19 pandemic. The minister went on to say that the government will help the winners of this year's award to weather the challenges this year, especially a global economic recession next year. The government will provide trainings and promote tourism and small and scale business in Indonesia. The Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy targets to have 244 tourism villages in Indonesia in 2024. The government also targets to develop 75 more tourism villages in 2024. On the first day of New Year 2023, primary and secondary level students of Bangladesh get new textbooks at free of cost, as well as celebrated the book festival across the country. Primary and secondary level students of Bangladesh get new textbooks at free of cost, as well as celebrated the book festival across the country on the first day of New Year 2023. The government has so far distributed around 434.46 crore of textbooks at free of cost since 2010, which helped to decline the school dropout rate remarkably. In 2023, over 9.66 lakh textbooks will be distributed among around 2.20 crore pre-primary and primary level students across the country.
President Muhammad Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina attended the parade at the National Parade Ground marking the Victory Day. The President, also Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces Division, took salute and inspected the parade on the celebration of 51 years of Bangladesh victory. The parade was organized and conducted by the 9th Infantry Division of Bangladesh Army under the supervision of Armed Forces Division with the directives of the Ministry of Liberation, War Affairs. President Abdul Hamid, riding an open jeep, inspected the parade and took the salute. Bangladesh Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Coast Guard, ANSAR, Border Guard Bangladesh or BGB, and Bangladesh National Cadet Corps or BNCC participated in the parade. President Abdul Hamid, accompanied by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, also exchanged greetings with the commanders of the contingents who took part in the parade before departing from the ground. On the occasion, the parade ground was decorated with the images of Bang Bandhu, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, President Abdul Hamid, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina,
4 national leaders, 7 Birshrashtas, different development works of the government, including the image of Padma Bridge and Metro Rail. Apart from this, the nearby road of the parade ground was also decorated with banners and festoons highlighting the spirit of the Liberation War and the Victory Day. At last stage of the program, a spectacular aerobatic display was exhibited on the occasion. Thousands of people from all walks of life also witnessed the spectacular parade through the television and different social media that lasted for over 2 hours. 51 years back, the country achieved victory through the 9-month war of liberation against Pakistani occupation forces on this day.
Snow days are exciting for giant pandas in the Kinling Giant Panda Research Center, where the world's only captive brown giant panda, Kisai, lives. Winter is the most active time for these adorable creatures as they are not dreading cold. At the Kinling Giant Panda Research Center in northwest China's Jiangxi province, snow gives giant pandas a lot of pleasure. They took advantage of the winter wonderland and were found wrestling, rolling around on the ground and sliding down from a slope or simply lying on their back in snow. Kisai is also in a good mood. He looks so adorable standing on his hind legs, trying clumsily to reach a carrot that is hung on a pole. As the weather gets cold, giant pandas have a better appetite. A grown-up giant panda could consume about 50 kilograms of bamboo a day in winter, according to their keepers. To meet their demand for their favorite food, the center would transport fresh bamboo from southern Jiangxi every winter.
Joining me is Dr. Laurie.
India is set to welcome its special guest from Namibia. Preparations to bring in 8 cheetahs to India are in full swing. In an executive conversation to DD India correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya, Dr. Laurie Marker, the executive director of Cheetah Conservation Fund, spoke about the importance of cheetah conservation and how India and Namibia can show the world the way forward. Dr. Laurie Marker also praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his vision to set the ball rolling on project of cheetah.
As you saw earlier, India is preparing to welcome 8 cheetahs from Namibia. Now we travel to Thailand, where the mass return to Bangkok after the New Year holiday begins. Also, China takes measures to step up healthcare in rural areas.
The State Railway of Thailand, SRT, has recently signed a contract with Unique Engineering and Construction to change the name of Bang Su train station to Krung Thep Aphiwat Central Terminal and to redesign the logo of the SRT at a total cost of about 33 million baht. The signing of the contract was reported to the Stock Exchange of Thailand on December 29th by Unique. The new name of the Bang Su station was presented to the SRT by His Majesty the King in September last year. Krung Thep Aphiwat means Bangkok's prosperity. The King also provided new names for the Light Red Line suburban train service between Bang Su and Ta Ling Chan and the Dark Red Line suburban train service between Bang Su and Rangsit of Nakhon Witi and Thani Rataya respectively. On January the 19th, the SRT will relocate 52 trains from Hua Lamphong Station, the former central terminal in Bangkok, to the new Krung Thep Aphiwat Central Terminal.
The Adventure Travel Trade Association, or ATTA, has recently launched a project to develop and promote adventure and outdoors tourism in Tunisia. ATTA will work with public and private sector in Tunisia to unlock its adventure travel potential through the Adventure and Outdoors Tourism Development Project in Tunisia, or AOTD Tunis. The project aims to develop adventure travel products in 4 regions: Tozeur, Zakouan, Mahdia, El Kef, and the Northwest region in Tunisia, and create market linkages between tourism service providers and international markets. The AOTD Tunis project implemented by the ATTA is under the Promotion of Sustainable Tourism project. The project Promotion of Sustainable Tourism is a joint action of the Ministry of Tourism, the European Union, and the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development.
The Museum of Genghis Khan, built on the location of the Natural History Museum, opens to the public on October 11, 2022. This museum has about 10,400 cultural exhibits, and 8% are very noteworthy exhibits. The establishment of the museum has 5 main significances to display the history of Mongolian statehood as a complex, to preserve the cultural legacy within the condition of standard and safety requirements, to attract not only Mongolians of all ages but also Mongolians and people from all over the world, and to offer them accurate information about the history of Mongolia, to have full potential for the economic development of culture and tourism, and to be an example of Mongolians being able to make giant constructions by themselves. The facade of the buildings is decorated with the seals of the 5 Khans or kings of the Great Mongolian Empire: Genghis, Ugadai, Guyuk, Mong.
On the last day of the Week of Culture, the participants of the week had a tour of another attraction of the city of Mari, the regional library, with an observatory located on the dome of the building. In 1912, on the basis of the Mari District Library, the Mari Regional Library was created. The building is spherical and supported by 62 columns. The height of the library is 42 meters. The library has a book depository, a book workshop, 9 reading rooms, internet rooms, a separate reading room for honorary elders, offices of special departments, conference rooms, and a children's room. Under the dome of the library, which is made in the form of tulip petals, there is a powerful telescope.
Philippine President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. called China a good friend and said the 2 countries are able to solve their problems in an equitable and mutually beneficial way. At the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, President of the Republic of the Philippines Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. paid a state visit to China from January 3rd to 5th, 2023. Marcos is the first foreign leader hosted by China in 2023. The visit is his first visit to China as president, and his first official visit to a country outside the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Marcos said every country in the world is emerging from the pandemic economy, and he thinks the partnerships will give a further opportunity to strengthen the relationship.
Multiple measures have been taken across China to ensure the health of people who live in rural areas. Doctors at villages in North China's Jiangxi province have been visiting residents' houses to offer medical treatment and distribute medicines. East China's Jiangxi province has made it a priority to meet the medicine needs of seniors and children. A hospital in Sichuan County set up a mobile healthcare express project to not only provide medical examination to the elderly, but also deliver the needed drugs for them. Local residents can also get medical treatment at doorstep since doctors have driven fever treatment vehicles into villages.
Up next, we move to North Korea to see how North Korea boasts missile and mobile launchers. And then to Vietnam, there they have their first batch of products of 2023 exported through Lao Cai. Here's the details.
South Korea successfully conducted a test flight of a solid-fuel space launch vehicle on December 30th, 2022. A video of test launch has been released to the public. Darkness falls into the sea where a launch pad has been installed. After a flash of light, a space launch vehicle powered by solid fuel starts emitting white smoke and soars into the sky. It's headed for the space. The cover for protecting the satellite after separation in space reads clearly, Republic of Korea. After 2 rounds of propellant stage separation, the satellite positions itself and the dummy is finally separated when Earth comes into view. From propellant combustion to payload separation, the entire process of the second test launch went as planned. North Korean media has published pictures of the leader Kim Jong-un and his daughter, viewing an arsenal of ballistic missiles and mobile launchers. Walking arm in arm, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and his daughter Ju-ae are seen looking around the arsenal filled with missiles. The black ones with a yellow tip appear to be the intermediate-range ballistic missile Hwasong-12, whose launches were disclosed by North Korea multiple times. Kim Jong-un and his daughter also inspected 10 mobile launchers. Each launcher is loaded with 2 new short-range ballistic missiles named the KN-23. This is the key part of the North's missile capacity targeting South Korea. With accompaniment of his daughter, it can be said that Kim Jong-un is aiming to boost internal unity and promote the regime's pursuit of nuclear and missile weapons as preserving the safety of the next generation.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the Northern Command of the Indian Army, in collaboration with the Udhampur Forest Department, undertook a tree plantation drive at Garhi Kant. The Forest Department said it has aimed to plant 1.5 crore plants this year. As per the National Forest Policy that 66% of hilly areas should be under forest cover, the program was organized to sensitize people to plant more trees. The main aim of the program was to reduce global warming. Another main objective was to beautify the Indian Army's Garhi Kant by planting ornamental and fruit-bearing trees.
The first batch of goods of 2023 was exported through the Kim Than Border Gate No. 2 in Lao Cai province. This bodes well for busy import-export activity in the new year. Lao Cai Economic Zone Management Board and Border Management Forces are ready to resume export-import and migrant activities to pre-pandemic levels. Lao Cai province set a target to achieve an import-export turnover of $5 billion in 2023. To achieve this goal, Lao Cai province is speeding up the construction of wharf infrastructure, attracting investment from enterprises, and building a digital border gate to ensure transparency, reduce clearance time, and increase the capacity of goods clearance through the Kim Than Border Gate No. 2. Lao Cai province sets a target of import-export turnover of $5 billion in 2023. Fingers crossed, all goes well and as according to plan. And that ends our first episode of Your World this week. I'm Safira Junior. We'll see you next week and have a nice weekend.